I'd like to welcome each and every individual to Voices of Integrity podcast training for legacy partners and coffee connection. One of the most interesting ways to build one's business is through coffee connection. As we mentioned in the last podcast, that's through a nonprofit organization, Life Masteries Institute. Um, how do you build a coffee connection podcast or any group of people? It's through one of the most effective ways I found, and I've been doing it for, I don't know, 17, 18 years and generated millions of dollars in business, so many opportunities you can't even imagine, is through BACEE. So it stands for before, after, consistent, exciting, and enlarging, making the group larger. And so the thing that's hardest, I think, about it, honestly, is just the consistency. I think that's what my experience is. People just struggle with consistency. So they don't, it's almost like they don't realize the difference between fishing and farming. A lot of businesses don't. And so they send out one or email or two, or they make one or two phone calls and they think, okay, I'm going to get a harvest. And you plant a seed and you're like, well, I'll come back. Yeah, it's not growing. It's only been an hour. Come back the next day, it's still not growing. And so Anita and Becky are amazing individuals that are certified EVAs and certified LPs, certified in Action Vision coaching as well. And so they're amazing in going through this training. So, what questions did you ladies have on the Becky?
So, um, I've been sending out emails like before the Tuesday coffee connection. And I started out doing it just like through my personal email. And then, but I can't keep track of like how many opens and stuff clicks there are. So I did it. I'm doing it through MCAT, but I'm not really getting any, um, it doesn't feel like I'm getting any interaction through the MCAT. Like nobody responds to it.
So are you tracking opens and clicks in a spreadsheet?
I have a spreadsheet, but I'm not doing the greatest at
Yeah.
always
So
tracking it.
again, most important thing is what of the Becky?
Is the
Consistency.
consistent
Yeah.
part.
Consistent. Yeah. It's consistent isn't just sending out the emails, like what's resonating with your audience. So what's resonating with your audience? Are you asking a question? Are you telling a story? So Life Masteries Institute, they had me a while back, and I don't make any money on this. It all goes to Life Masteries Institute. And so, um, let me see if I can quickly find it. There's different courses that are out there. Um, and so there's different courses out there. One of the ones I taught a number of years ago, is a great course, is going to be, it's in the marketing area. So area one, marketing. So it's called Sticky Messages. And so it's it's taught on a bunch of different things, but the book that we used was Made to Stick by Dan and Chip Heath. The Heath brothers, Made to Stick. And and what I did is I read that book, and I only read books once. I don't read them three times. But that one I read three times. And in teaching that course and going through that book, the simplest thing is ask a question, tell a story. So ask a question, tell a story. And so asking the question, if it's in the subject line, that's going to govern largely, not totally, but largely your open rates. Better question, better open rates. And then tell a story. Obviously, you want to have a link there. Otherwise, if you don't have a link in your email, you're not going to be able to tell clicks. And you want that as high, as top, close to the top. You might put it two or three times in, but close to the top as possible. If you're on Action Vision, there's develop and deliver a message box two and two. Um, so in here, and so that brings some of the things over. So it's simplicity, unexpectedness, concreteness, credible, emotional, and stories. And so that goes ahead and goes through. There's some other courses, PCS, through Life Masteries, and the Magic Seed System. Those are also there. But the sticky messages is specifically for box two. How do you develop, how do you develop a message that's going to go ahead and be sticky? And so if you're on Action Vision, you'll get that, this worksheet on here, and you can see there's a lot there. And so in being able to go through it, and so it's a lot of trial and error. Like you might have to go ahead and write 100 messages. You might have to write 100 messages to get one good one. And it is what it is. You just go through and you just do it. Experience will help you in being able to better understand that and better do that. So, um, yeah, tracking your opens, your clicks, and your engagement. If you're driving them to a website, which you often are, Google Analytics will go ahead and look at it. So it's a landing page, and then how long are people there? How many people go through it? So you might have a landing page issue. There's a lot of pipes in the pipeline. And so understanding those different pipes is really important. Anything else, Anita, you have? Becky, what you got?
So it says the B before the weekly meeting, and it asks, should it be a day before, 2 days before, an hour before? Shouldn't it be the day before and then an hour before the meeting just
In
to
an
review
I,
it?
yeah, in an ideal world, that's what you would do. And in an ideal world, you'd go ahead and email them the day before and text them an hour before. If they get their email, a lot of people don't read their email, but they read their text and fast. And so an hour ideal is an hour before. You might set up a group for doing texting. You might text everybody. You might just text your core people. If you want to really expand, so enlarge your group. If you really want to enlarge your group, you can have the group do the work, like not all the work, but much of the work because they're gaining the benefit from it. So if you had 10 people, you could have two other people that are connecting with five, or you could have five people, connecting with two. And so you could, so going through and assigning it to where everybody's responsible. So a lot of groups, what they do is 10% of the people do 90% of the work. So you have a bunch of, like we talked last time, poachers, a lot of people that just come for the benefit, but they don't do any work. And if they're paying for the group or something like that, paying enough money, maybe that's what they do, but they're not gaining nearly what they could be in if they aren't participating. Good
Okay.
question. Other questions, Becky?
Not right now.
Okay. Anything else either of you have?
Oh yeah, when you said in the back you come up with a question better than the question asked, what did you mean by that?
So who controls the conversation? I don't know if that's what it was, but who controls the conversation? Whoever asked the question. What if you have two people asking the question? It's whoever asks a better question will control the conversation. Doesn't mean you control every conversation, but you want conversations to be productive. Time is precious. So one of the reasons I have 9 companies and have an extra 20 to 30 hours of free time a week is because I'm very intentional with my time. I just don't waste it. And so one of the best ways to not waste time is to literally think about the words you're going to say before you say it and say as few words as possible. And so I'm not sure if that's what it was referencing. Maybe it was. Not sure. Here in the BACEE document talks about the golden triangle, and then box 1 and box 6, and it goes through here. And so you can fill out, you can go. So this is reflex for me. So you might do this, I don't know, 2, 3, 4, 10, 20 times, maybe every time. I don't know. So what do you want to accomplish? And it walks you through and you can set goals. And so if you ladies do this, help any of your Action Vision coaching clients do this. If you do this, if they do this, then they're going to get better at it. And then box 3, which is tracking 100% of leads. And it's not just tracking the leads, it's a bunch of stuff in doing that. And then box 4 is asking key questions. Box 5 is going to be strategic strike. And then box 6 is grouping people and messages together. And then box 7, I think it is asking for referrals. And box, 10 is measuring results. And so when you go through this, in a way, it's really easy. This is not brain surgery. It's not rocket science. It's not that hard. In another way, it is brain surgery and rocket science. The more you know about BACEE, the more you know you don't know about BACEE. The more you know about identifying targets, box 1, or developing and delivering a message. The more you know, you don't know. So hopefully this was helpful. Any other questions that any of you have? All right, sounds good. If you have any questions, connect with the individual who invited you to participate. Oh, make sure you come up with assignments, and then you let one another know, like, what's my assignment? So as soon as you're done with this, think, what's my assignment that I need to do for next week? And then you email us and say, here's the assignment. Is this the best assignment? And then you make sure, then you time block what you're going to do and being able to go through. In a way, it's like driving a car. You can't drive a car safely 99% of the time and necessarily be safe. Like, all it takes is one accident. You can't do 90% of BACEE and go, well, I did 90% of it. That's not how it works. That's not how it works. You've got to go ahead and seek flawless execution. Flawless is not perfect. Flawless is less flawed. So you're going to make mistakes. You're going to learn things. You're going to grow. You're going to do all those things every time you do it, but it's got to be consistent. If you're not consistent, you're going to have a hard time growing. If you have any questions on anything we covered today, feel free to connect with the individual who invited you to participate in today's session, or you can call toll-free 888-230-2300, outside the U.S. 630-393-9909. And always remember, we can accomplish so much more together than we ever could on our own. Have an amazing day. Bye-bye.